For many people, a new year means new beginnings, and that could include a change in relationship status. The number of divorces goes up this time of year, and if you're separating, there are some new rules to be aware of. Local financial professional Mike Koinen from Principal Preservation Services is here to explain those changes and go over a checklist. Mike, as always, thank you for joining us on a difficult topic, of course, to discuss here. What are some of these new rules when it comes to people who get divorced?
Yeah, not pertaining to anybody who's divorced prior to this year. Now, that's been around since the 1940s. But the big change is now the person paying the alimony. Now, before they used to get a tax deduction, now they don't get that tax deduction. And the person receiving it in the past used to be able to count that as regular income. Now it's not counted as income. So you think that's a better...
Seems like it would be.
A better idea for the person receiving it, right? But now the problem is they're going to pay the taxes. They don't get the tax deduction. So now that piece of that pie is going to be negotiated a lot smaller. So it might be 25, 35% less that would go to the person who's receiving the alimony. So that's just went into effect this year.
So that's one thing to think about. And if a couple if they're starting this divorce, you know, where should they start when it comes to their finances in the future there?
It's a lot. So you have to just figure out the value of the house, who keeps the house, you have to sell the house, who gets the equity, debt with credit cards, cars, especially retirement accounts, who has the 401ks, the IRAs, beneficiaries, estate planning. There's so many things to think about that you have to make a change to. So I put a checklist on my website. So if you just go to my website at principalpreservationservices.com, you can download that financial checklist of all the things to think about so you don't miss, because it's a lot of those things are going to have to be adjusted, and it's a lot more work than just separating.
And as you mentioned, a lot of the finances you're thinking about the present, the house, but why specifically looking at retirement? Why is that important?
Yeah, what I typically see is one of the spouses, when I meet with couples, one of the spouses is handling the finances majority of the time. The other one is kind of just there for the ride, or some of them don't even want to even be involved. When you're divorced now, all that pressure is onto you. So you have to understand how IRAs and 401ks work and how that money grows as a traditional IRA or Roth. How do required minimum distributions work when you're 70 and a half? When you get the pension, is it going to be a lump sum pension, or is it going to be through structured payments? And Social Security is a big one. What is your Social Security going to be? Do you have the right to take half of your ex-spouse's Social Security? If you're married for 10 years or divorced for at least 2, you might be able to take part of your ex-spouse's Social Security, let yours grow. So there's a lot of things to think about when it comes to just retirement planning.
And then you should also be thinking about each person themselves and their own personal financial future as they move on from this. So how can they strategize, so to speak, going forward, no longer being in a relationship, a marriage?
Yeah, you're right. The key is having a strategy. What we're finding is singles have to plan more extensively than a couple. There's less margin for error, right? We're seeing singles have to work a couple more years longer because you don't have that error. You don't have those extra income coming in to cover those expenses. So get with a financial professional to make sure we can map out when is your retirement date and make sure you're on pace for that. But also you have to look at your expenses. Sit down, do that budget, and find out, hopefully your budget's not the same as what it was when you're married as it is now. So you have to make sure your budget is adjusted with that. Another big one is your emergency fund. If you had one established while married, well, probably all the expenses that went along with that divorce and moving and all the things that were going on has probably been depleted. So that's another thing that you need to be working and establishing to get 6 months of your expenses set aside in some sort of emergency fund.
Well, Mike, thank you for explaining, again, what is a difficult topic, but one that needs to be discussed, not just by the partners involved, but people who might be experiencing something like this in the future.
Thanks for having me, Jeff.
Absolutely. Stay with us. WCCO 4 News at 10. We'll be right